tight end Gerald Everett and traded for Gabe Jackson. They could be looking to add some more depth at wide receiver. Russell Wilson has always wanted to play with Antonio Brown. Not always, but for a while now. And according to Jeremy Fowler, Seattle could swoop in and get AB if he doesn't re-sign with Tampa. He had a solid 2020 season, 45 passes.
Solid.
Catching 45 passes for 483 yards and 4 touchdowns in 8 regular season games. But he was great in the Super Bowl and was clearly one of those role players that really mattered. I, again, don't think there's a massive market for Antonio Brown, and the teams that have been mentioned are the ones that make the most sense. They have great cultures, their quarterback is set, their front office is solid. You know what you're going to get with those organizations, being Tampa, Baltimore, and Seattle. I don't know if they really need him, but I didn't think that Tampa Bay needed him last year either.
Seattle didn't have any draft picks, so they've got they just signed Tyler Lockett to a big deal, DK Metcalf.
And that's DK Metcalf.
They have Swain. They upgraded at Gerald Everett at tight end. So their problem is they have to draft a corner. Have to. They're not good at corner, and they lost Shaquille Griffin to the Jags. So if Seattle had draft picks, I'd say forget it. But I think, what do they have? Like is it a second, third, fourth, or a third and fourth and seventh? So I think if Seattle had draft picks, they wouldn't do it. But at this point, they need another set of hands.
Yes, but Antonio Brown isn't just any extra set of hands out there. Like there's a lot of baggage that comes with Antonio Brown. Now, he did a great job last year, but who knows what the factors were that kept those things in place.
Right.
So I think it would work there. And like I said, maybe he's changed, and that's not something to be concerned about anymore. I'm sure if they are going to sign him, they're going to talk to Tampa Bay first and see how that all went. But Russell Wilson has been saying he's been trying to get him there for a while now. So Aaron Rodgers' 2-week run as a guest host of Jeopardy begins tonight. And did you know he was doing this?
Yes, I did know. I didn't know it was as long.
Yes, 2 weeks of a guest host for Jeopardy. Now, what's interesting is now he's obviously a huge fan of the show. He went on we're showing some clips when he went on as a celebrity contestant, and he's a huge Alex Trebek fan. But he said he put in a lot of work preparing for this role. So similar to preparing for a game, he watched a lot of tape. He went back and watched a bunch of episodes, took a bunch of notes. But he said when he watched it, he didn't watch it as a fan enjoying the show. He really watched Alex and like how he went to break and what were the beats and where did he rest and like did he take a jab here or there.
He's very conscientious, so that doesn't. I mean, Aaron went to Cal. He's a smart guy. I don't worry about that. I mean, I think Aaron would take it seriously.
Well, he also said that he wanted to honor Alex Trebek, so he wanted to make sure that he was like fully prepared. But, we're in the business, so we know how these things work.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to doing a television show and hosting a television show than just standing up there and making jokes. Like, you have to look into certain cameras, and you have to read at certain times. You have to make sure you get to break at certain times.
Can I throw this out there? I don't like Aaron Rodgers' mustache on the show.
What is it with you and mustaches now?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. He's handsome enough. He doesn't need a mustache. I think that...
A mustache is such a strong look, though.
See, but I think he looks better without a mustache.
Well, he's got a whole beard thing going here. That's not just a mustache.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the dimple. He looks good, clean-shaven or with the scruff. He doesn't need a mustache. Need the
full beard. It's a full beard, though.
But he doesn't look like a game show host with that mustache.
I disagree. I like the facial hair. I think he looks good either way.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good-looking person.
Yes, but the beard doesn't bother me, though. I like facial hair, though. You're in like this full... You've gone back to the other side now.
Mustache
You're full in on the facial hair, and now I think, things are starting to get a little warmer,
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
So it starts tonight.
Starts tonight for 2 weeks, yes.
All right.
He took it very seriously.
Well, good for him. Yeah. Honoring Alex Trebek.
Yes.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Playing Trevor Lawrence. Do I want Trevor or star quarterbacks for the foreseeable future? How good do I think he is? As the occurrence of identity scams continue to increase, more people are looking for ways to protect themselves from cyber criminals. In fact, 60% of Americans believe it is likely that identity theft will cause them some sort of financial loss in the next year. That's crazy. Every day we put our info out there on the internet, and in an instant, cybercrime could harm what's yours. Criminals everywhere. LifeLock detects those identity threats. If they detect info has compromised any of your documents, taxes, financial well-being, they have access to dedicated restoration specialists to help you out. Obviously, you can't prevent all identity theft, but you want to keep what's yours, yours. And with LifeLock identity theft protection, you can. Save up to 25% off your first year. Promo code is HERD, H-E-R-D. Call 1-800-LifeLock or head to LifeLock.com and use the promo code HERD for potentially 25% off. And I said, filet mignon costs money too. I said, well, Texas. And I said, Texas is a beautiful place. I said, but from May 15th to September 15th, it's an oven. You can stay inside. You're not going to do much outside, right? You're not going to surf. You don't got beach. You're not going to ski. You don't got mountains. I'm like, everything costs something. You can't get everything and not. I said, like, here it's 72 degrees every day. I said, if you're going to be a tax gypsy, go live in New Hampshire. Go live in Wyoming. My takeaway is, what the quality of your life, if you have confidence in yourself, Aaron Jones does.
Yeah.
If you have confidence in yourself, I'll figure out the taxes.
Well,
I'm not going to,
You're going to pay taxes for the rest of your life.
You're going to have to pay.
Let that wash over you, accept it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I love.
It's a reality.
I'm not saying I love all the taxes. I'm not saying
I personally love to pay taxes. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Mine, it's not. But my takeaway was, I think what Mercedes was saying. You know, you live in Green Bay, you don't pay anything for a house. You live in L.A., you pay a lot for a house and you get taxed. But you live in L.A., and by the way, Netflix is here. They want you to do a special. And all these networks are based here. And
it's a city of champions.
It's a city of opportunities.
Yes.
Bill Simmons said that once to me years ago. He said, the power of the Pacific. You wake up in L.A. optimistic. It's sunny every day.
Well, I mean, it's Hollywood. There's
There's a new idea every day.
The streets are paved with stars.
That's right. Or people that want to work hard and never get there. But that's okay,
But
too.
you wake up with a dream every day.
I just got free chicken parm. At this point...
Yeah, Mercedes doesn't know that you're going to fall asleep at dinner if he gets you chicken parm. That's your melatonin.
Well, he doesn't know I'm going to take him up on it.
Well...
Because he lives right next to one of my favorite restaurants in L.A.
It's very good.
And that's a star restaurant.
Yes.
Like a famous people.
That's an expensive bill he just decided to pick up.
You go out with me, a couple cocktails later. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
Well, Kevin Durant hasn't played since February 13th, but he is getting close to making his return. Steve Nash said over the weekend there's a high probability that KD comes back this week.
Like to see him play.
Yes, there was an outside chance he could play tonight against the Knicks, but that's been ruled out. His next opportunity could be Wednesday against New Orleans. The Nets are 22-9 in the 31 games KD's missed this season. And Harden's obviously doing great, averaging 27.2 points, 9.2 rebounds, 10.7 assists per game. And in 24 games, he's been with the Nets without KD this season. So they've been fine without him, but that does not mean that you want to go into the postseason without KD healthy. You don't want to be in a situation where the Lakers are in right now where you have an indefinite answer on when AD or LeBron are going to be back. So this is a great situation for them, actually.
I honestly think, I'm not a conspiracy theory person, but I think the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers, this is what I think they're doing now. They're just sitting there thinking, the hell are we rushing these guys back? Why is KD and AD going to rush back? We're going to meet in the finals. So what are we doing here? Denver's the only obstacle to me, the only true obstacle for the Lakers because of Aaron Gordon. I think those teams know more than they're saying, and they keep being optimistic, but they're pushing their guys back because their takeaway is we're meeting in the finals.
Well, they're not built for the regular season. They're not concerned about being good during the regular season.
So why take AD and KD?
And you've seen what happened to KD when you rush him back. It's a disaster.
So I think that Brooklyn and the Lakers are just sitting there thinking, they'll come out and say, we're very close. Doing treatment. The best doctors. And they're all just winking and going, listen, can we get to like 12 games left?
I would prefer to be in the Nets situation over the Lakers situation. I do think that they're not going to rush LeBron and AD back, but AD is, I guess KD has had some injury history as well, but it's there's just more with the Nets right now. I feel in a better situation with the Nets than I would with the Lakers. But I'm with you. They just both need to be healthy going into the postseason. They're built for the postseason. They're built for the finals. They're not concerned about where they're seated. Right. It just doesn't matter.